What's up YouTube? Today we'll be making a video on how to get more FPS and also how to get your game from looking like this to looking like this. Super colorful, nice and bright, easy to see. This is basically for console players too. I will let you guys know once the console players can hop off and then the PC players can stay on and see how to get the FPS up higher. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna head over to our settings. What you gotta do is you're gonna head over to the interface tab. I'm gonna show you guys basically how to make your game look way more colorful. You're gonna scroll down till you see color customization. You click on that. What I like to do is I like to keep all my colors here default, but you can make and change your teammates colors to different colors if you would like to. But what I want to show you is here at the bottom. It's called color filter settings. What you want to do is you want to set it to filter number 2, set it to both the world and the interface to change, and then if depending on you, you can then up the sensitivity of how the color of the game should look. Let me show you in game how it looks. Currently your game will be looking like this, a little bit more shaded down, almost like it's not as colorful as it can be. And what you want to do is quite simple. You get over into your settings, interface tab, color customization, and you want to set this to filter number 2. And depending on how much color you want to see or how colorful you want to push it, it's up to you. A lot of people play it with it on about 70, which already makes it look like this. But I love to play it on 100, which makes it look like this. So for everybody to get the least amount of recoil or visual recoil in Call of Duty, you want to head over to your view tab in your graphics settings. First thing you want to check is this field of view. Field of view you can set up to 120. It will give you the least amount of recoil or visual recoil on the game. Just note that the higher your field of view is, the smaller the target is to shoot. So it will kind of be a little bit harder to track the target because it is smaller. And then the ADS field of view, you want to set this to affected. What this setting does, it actually makes your gun stay at the same field of view that you are zooming in and out of. And then the last one, which is the secret source, is the first person camera movement. You want to set this from 100 to least. Note, I don't know why Call of Duty put this setting in, but if you put it on least, you actually have way less camera shake, meaning the gun feels way more steady and smooth. For the console players, this is basically where your side of the video ends. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If it was informative for you, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now for the PC players, let me show you how to get your FPS higher. So what you want to do is you want to go over to your display tab. In your display tab, you want to set your display mode to full screen exclusive. This will give you the least amount of input latency. Extremely good for keyboard and mouse and controller players. You will feel like the game is way more responsive while playing on this mode. It does not affect your FPS at all though, but it's a good thing to know. Scrolling a bit down, we got the reflex, low latency. If you have a very strong CPU, you want to set it on. It will help your CPU perform more tasks than your GPU, meaning your 1% lows will then be better in this scenario. Your second option, and you have a strong GPU, you want to set it an on plus boost. A way you can check this is going into your task manager and literally to see while you're playing the game which one of your two components is maxing out. If your CPU is maxing out, put it on plus boost. If your GPU is maxing out, put it on. If you have no issues at all, just put it off. You won't need it. Echo mode preset you want to set to custom. This will basically put the PC, or if you were playing on a laptop, not to go with the efficiency modes or low consumption modes, meaning it will be running on full performance. All the V-Syncs you basically want to turn off. If you have a 144 Hz screen or 60 Hz screen or whatever Hertz screen, you want to set your FPS to go to about that amount. Otherwise, you don't need the extra performance from your PC. Otherwise, if you just like high FPS, set it to unlimited. Then on the quality tab, I like to run my resolution at 100%. If you're having issues with not being able to run the game and have a smooth feeling to the game, you can set it all the way down to 90. This will give you more FPS as well as make your game feel a lot more smoother. It will look a little bit more rough around the edges. Upscale sharpening, I'm currently running Vitality Cast. The reason why I'm running this, I like the way the game just looks. This will not give you FPS. This will actually take FPS from you. If you want to get more FPS, what you can run is DLSS. NVIDIA user, if you're AMD, you want to run FSR 3.0. This will basically give you a boost in FPS, but do take into consideration you need to have a powerful CPU to make full use of these two options. Path or ray tracing, you basically want to turn this off. Your VRAM scale, this is depending on your GPU. If you see you in some cases where your GPU is giving you stutter issues and your game is getting like these stutter issues, you want to set it all the way down to about 60%. This will basically cause Call of Duty to not leak a lot of your memory of your GPU if you're having issues like that. But if you don't, you can set up to 90. Just note, it doesn't actually give you any FPS. All this does is it helps you not let your game stutter and let the game not use too much of your GPU. CPU. Variable rate shading, this actually gives you more FPS, you can put it on. Texture resolution, the way I currently have this set is to have the best visual for the most FPS possible. Other than that, if you want the most FPS, just turn all of these settings down. But if you want it how mine is, where the game looks extremely good as well as you get high FPS, just copy my settings as you can see it right here. On-demand text streaming and local text streaming quality, you want to turn this off. What this does is it actually uses your internet to render in the images on the game while you play it, meaning this is probably why you are having lag issues where game is lagging or you just can't hit your shots, and let's blame the lag, you know. So turn this off, this will save you a lot of time. Other than shadow lighting, you can just copy my settings. If you don't want any of this, just turn it off for maximum FPS. The same with everything down here in environment. Turn it off if you need more FPS. Now that we've finished doing everything inside of the game, there is still a little bit of a secret sauce I got for you, which you can tune in your game actual config file. You can tune these settings, meaning you can actually make your game certain settings lower than what you can do it in-game, meaning you make the game less resource intensive, meaning higher FPS. So what you want to do is you want to head over to your documents files. So the first thing you want to do is you head over to your Explorer. You want to go to documents. You want to file your Call of Duty players folder. You want to head over to the options for COD 23 file. In case yours don't just open like mine, you can right click on it and say open with, and then make sure you click on notepad. There's a few things you can change that will help your PC out. So the first thing I want you to look at is called render work account. What this does is it actually tells the game how much cores of your CPU it should be using. Now, well, if you are an Intel user, how it basically works for you is, I believe it runs very well at 6 for majority of the Intel CPUs. What you can do is if it doesn't run quite high FPS on 6, you can start slowly upping it by 1 till you get the highest FPS that you can possibly get out of the game. However, for AMD users, what we gotta do is we have to make sure that it is exactly the amount of cores we have. And the way you can check how much cores you have, you can go to Task Manager, you can go to your performance, you can click on your CPU, and you will see here at the bottom it says cores. You want to set that value, the render work account value, to that 6. Then you set this to 6. So now let's scroll down and I'll show you some more secret things you need to look for. The second one we're going to change is called corpse limit. This allows the game to not put any dead bodies in the game. So if you want the highest FPS, you can set this to 0. This will not leave any person that you've downed body to lay on the floor. Meaning you basically eliminate the game of needing to render bodies laying on the floor. This will save you a lot of FPS and actually boost it up quite high. Show blood, I've set it to false, and blood limit I've set to true. So what this actually does is it takes the blood completely out of the game. It actually also saves you on FPS, because what it does is when the blood all of a sudden comes out, you do see a dip in FPS. And setting these settings to this actually helps you out a lot. Now I have you at corpse culling threshold. You want to set this to the least amount. This will give you more FPS. So what you can do is you can literally just copy this and paste it in here between the two brackets. Sun shadow cascade, you can also set this to the lowest value. This will also help you out of FPS. You can just copy this and paste it like exactly how it is right in here. After you're done making those changes, make sure you go exit and save your file. And that's it, chat. That will give you the best FPS you can possibly have on PC. These are the best settings you can run, and it will give you the best FPS output with visuals for your game. And if you guys are still tuned into the video and you made it up to this far, let me know down in the comment if you're gonna try out my settings, and let me know also, did it actually give you a boost, or should I be doing some more tuning and doctoring for you to help you get even more? Click the like button, chat, subscribe to the channel, and follow me for more content like this.